Dude, this righteous feud, man, it's different, man. It's provocative, man. I mean, I don't even know what that means. It gets the people going.
In the mecca of basketball, one place remains hallowed ground: Harlem's Holcomb Rucker Park.
It's harder to play out there than it is to play in the garden.
You're not really an NBA player, I guess, until you experience Rucker at least one time.
Rucker's a pro court. It's just you're on the streets.
It's crazy, man. You got guys hanging on the fence.
A park with such rich history experienced its most historical season in 2003. That's when Jay-Z brought his all-star lineup to Harlem to dethrone two-time champion Fat Joe.
Fat Joe and the terrible squad.
When he first came, I said, oh my God, I know he's not trying to come in my zone, in my area.
Boys in the building.
Jay was ready. He was excited.
If we get anywhere near the championship game, I promise problems.
LeBron was definitely going to play that day.
To me, we had the best roster.
Shaq was on the bus.
The greatest story you have never heard comes to you this summer. Street ball legends.
The best kept secret reversible.
NBA superstar. And two of hip-hop's biggest legends.
I knew they wasn't coming.
Face off.
To this day, me and Jay-Z have never said hello to each other again after that.
Salute. Good morning. What's going on, squad? Y'all saw that? I played that intro because it all ties in, guys. It all ties in. So y'all see it. Dame Dash destroys Fat Joe for defending Jay-Z. So we're going to talk about it today, guys. We're going to play both sides. We're going to talk about what happened for those of you that don't know. And I'm also going to give y'all some history, because Terror Squad and Rockefeller, they got some deep-rooted history from back in the days. I'm talking back since 97, 98. And we're going to talk about it today, guys. So let's get right on into it. It started off with Fat Joe. Fat Joe, you know what I mean? He remember, don't forget, Fat Joe signed to Roc Nation a couple years back. So, you know, he got all rights and all means to defend Jay-Z, his boss. You know what I mean? And Fat Joe always been one of them yes bosses. He always been that. You know what I mean? But let's see what Fat Joe got to say.
Fat Joe talks about the state of hip-hop music in 2023 and looks for changes in 2024.
Somebody wrote that the hip-hop's elder statesmen are now taking control of the game and is being the new commentators, because we went through everything. And so I've been using this word delusional a lot, and I see that it's picked up. And so because we're not technically a podcast, we're not technically a TV show, but we come on here and we talk shit, and it goes viral every time. And I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus. I'm not trying to diss nobody. I'm not hanging off a bridge. I'm not talking. But every time we throw the camera on and we get to talking pure realness, pure truth, it goes beyond viral. And so, delusional is real. People hype themselves up to believe that there's something they're not. If you're a hustler, if you're a money getter, then where's your money? If you're a genius and you're smart, then where's your shit?
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And so, whoever you are. You know, Jay-Z said, you know, you made a Jay-Z, go make another Jay-Z. And that's not a direct shot at Dame Dash. I have no issues with Dame Dash in the world, but I'm just saying that's one of the most historic lines ever. And I happen to think that Dame Dash is a smart guy, an intelligent guy. But he said it. You made one, go make another one.
And I think when you said that but right there, when you put emphasis on the but, you made it, you turned it into a stab, my guy. You shouldn't even be speaking on it, to be honest, Fat Joe, because you doing exactly what you just said. You did your whole career exactly what you just said. Remember, Fat Joe, you always thought you should be the man because Pun was the man. Like, I mean, now I got nothing against you, Fat Joe. Like, I liked your music, but we know that you always felt you should be the man because Pun was the man. Remember, Pun was the man. You know what I mean? You was good. I mean, when Pun died, you got great. You know what I mean? You got great. You skimmed through that rap book, but that's a whole nother video.
You can't tell me that because I put Big Pun on, then I put DJ Khaled on.
Wait a minute. You said you put Big Pun on? Nah, bro. Come on, bro. You talking to people that was listening to the music, bro. Now, if you talking about who started rapping first, okay, maybe you introduced them to what rapping is. But when they talk about put on, Pun put you on, sir. Pun was hot. Know what I mean? And then we looked at you. We paid attention to you because Pun was hot. So knock it off, sir. Now I get it. You was in Harlem. You was with my guy Big L, Cam, Mace, because you was a part of the Digging in the Crates crew. But you still wasn't even the hottest nigga in that group. So, Fat Joe, you always wanted to be the man. So cut it out. Knock it all the way off, Fat Joe.
Put Cool and Dre and put Scott Storch on it. Please, guys. You don't have to give me don't give me the glory, guys. Don't do that. Like, but do something. The delusion is unreal out here. Ice Spice album of the year. This shit out of control. Sexy Red. Her song was the song of the year. I think us guys got to step our shit up in hip hop, right? And so I've been focusing on so many businesses and so many other things I'm doing.
And you can market your stuff without slamming another dude. You can market your stuff without slamming the other dude, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta watch and be careful what you do. You know, the line really unclear in America, bro. Like, bro, do what you gotta do for your people. You know what I mean? Do what you gotta do. You don't gotta tear somebody else down to do what you gotta do for your people. I always saw Fat Joe as one of those divide the room dudes, like one of those kiss ass men that you really can't trust. You know what I mean? I got a lot of two of my best friends are Puerto Rican, yo. So I could trust Puerto Ricans, but this nigga, I can't trust this nigga to save my life. I wouldn't trust this Puerto Rican.
Rewind the time. Shout out my man Sean Carlo, Cuban stud. He got the hair up here, you know, in all the novelas. He's the man. So I'm out here trying to get.
Yeah, you're not even rapping no more. You're selling beard. You're selling beard dye, and this is no stab to you. I'm just putting it in perspective. You're speaking on rapping and rap music and intelligence, and this is what you're doing. You know what Dame Dash is doing, bro? Oh man. Let's finish this up so we can get to Dame Dash response.
Get to the Billy, but y'all gotta step y'all hip hop on because the girls is running the shit. As simple as that. Gotta step it up. Cause I think album of the year, you know, I start thinking Chronic, Dr. Dre. I start thinking Illmatic.
That's facts.
I start thinking, forget it, man. I mean, Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt. You know, when I think album of the year,
You're such a kiss ass, bro. Fat Joe, you know, you respect Jay-Z, but you never liked Jay-Z, bro. You always thought Jay-Z was trying to speak your lifestyle because you sold drugs out there in the Bronx and you was running with the kingpins, you know what I mean? So you always felt that Jay-Z was articulating your life in the music, and that's why you were jealous of Jay-Z, bro. Stop it. Knock it the fuck off, bro. You are always looking for a reason to diss Jay-Z and come at Jay-Z. Now you're kissing his ass. That's what I don't respect, Fat Joe. I know better of you. Like you was a dude that had integrity. Like, now I can't take you serious, Fat Joe. Can't take you serious. Now you want to kiss Jay-Z ass. If Pun was alive,
salute the young ladies for winning. We not gonna hate on them.
If Pun was alive right now, bro, if Pun was alive right now, you still want beef with Jay-Z. If Pun would still have beef with Jay-Z. Yo, guys, Pun tracked DJ Who Kid down because we're going to get to that. Stick around. We're going to get to that. But, guys, yo, it's just a little bit of history of how fake this man is right now, bro. They made a rumor. It's a rumor. And we're going to get to the bottom of that rumor of Jay-Z getting cracked in the head with a bottle or some shit. Jay-Z getting chased around the room by Fat Joe and Big Pun. And he was with all of the shenanigans when Pun was alive. Soon as Pun died, he started kissing ass. And he started rapping real good. Let's see what Dame Dash had to say in response to this foolery.
There's something I want to address. Fat Joe decided to enter the conversation about, the things that I was saying about my experience based on my personal view with the Rockefeller experience and, whatever.
Right.
And he said some shit like make another Hove and delusional and all that. I saw that.
Delusional is real. People hype themselves up to believe that there's something they're not. If you're a hustler, if you're a money getter, then where's your money? If you're a genius and you're smart, then where's your... He said it. You made one, go make another one.
And I was surprised at Fat Joe because he ain't got shit to do with it. And, grown men, he's from the street. We don't usually talk on other men's business, so maybe he's changed. But regardless, I ain't got no beef with you, but I have a response to what you said. Number one, make another Hove? Why the fuck would I make another Hove? He was double dipping. We were paying him highly as an artist, and then he was double dipping from the company.
Double dipping means stealing, guys. Double dipping means stealing.
And it didn't make me a lot of money. He did not generate $100 million a year for me. That's why I had to do a lot of other shit. I don't want to make another Hoves. But I did make a Kanye, a Cameron, Pause, or Help. And, after you do that, I don't have anything else to do. But what I did do was...
And, guys, that's some facts, guys. You got to look at it like this. Jay-Z, when Jay-Z dropped, when the Jay-Z album dropped, when Sean Carter dropped, yes, big numbers. But now when Jay-Z took that money and tried to flip it on his own, put it into his own artists like Siegel and them other dudes, Bleak, that loss, that was a big loss. So you did not only lose what Jay just made, you lose what you put up for them guys to only be going gold and the low ass numbers because they was only hood. They was good in the hood. You got to go mainstream. You got to hit the mainstream to make some noise in this music. You get what I'm saying? So Jay-Z didn't bring no money in. Like Dame Dash signed Cam. Cam first project off Rockefeller went platinum. That's making money. That's good business. You know what I mean? Like you could like who you like, but the facts are the facts.
The next year, I started another company called Rachel Roy, and it generated over $100 million a year. So I didn't make another Hove. I made another $100 million company. But because you don't speak that language, and most people don't, and a lot of what you know is music, if I'm doing something in another language you don't understand, then it doesn't resonate with you. But do the research, look under the hood, and look at the $100 million company with Rachel Roy that I did a year or two right after that. I don't make an artist, I make a company. And then what I'm doing now, because he was like, yo, where the money at? I ain't going.
And let me remind y'all, Rachel Roy is Becky with the good hair. That's the original Becky with the good hair. She was dissing her. All right? Message.
Number one, to me, it's not a manly thing to ask about another man's money. And other men don't show their money to prove anything to another man.
Facts.
So it's almost like a mind your business kind of thing. But either way, that's your approach. Go ahead and do that. Whatever. But my point is, I want you to look at America New. Take the time, do the research, and because you don't speak the language of television, you might not understand the magnitude of having having a television network without partners or raising a dollar, making all the content in it, and making sure you get the ad tech to get the full CPM and the data. So I want to enlighten Fat Joe as to other businesses. Now I see him doing other businesses like Beard Dye.
Fat Joe, DJ Khaled, Tank, Tyson Beckford, the Wonder Boy, Travis Kelce. Right for the holidays, get that glow. You see how that thing going? Rewind to 10, baby. Why fight the time when you can rewind the time?
And promoting, putting dye on your face to make yourself look younger.
I go in the bathroom, I rinse it off with water. Simple as that. North to south, I got that glow.
That's not my business model. I've heard him say
he down with the what they call that shit? What they call that shit, bro? Damn, yo. That's just sad. That's like what the modern woman is doing out this motherfucker, yo. That's the catfishing, yo. He teaching men how to catfish, bro. Oh man.
say things like, I'm gonna open the door of the richest man in the room. That's not me. And you know, you can do what you want to do. It's all good. And I feel like, you know, Fat Joe and I have always had a good rapport. We used to have a lot of problems with Fat Joe, Big Pun, and I would be the guy, the voice of reason, to squash all that.
That's a fact, yo. We're gonna get into that. So y'all stick around and make sure y'all hit that like button. If you're new over here, subscribe. But yes, we definitely gonna get into that. They had a lot of problems, guys. In fact, it wasn't never Jay-Z that got hit in the head with a bottle. It was Dame Dash, though. That was Dame that got hit with the bottle. And there was two separate incidents, guys. People be talking about two separate incidents, mixing it in and shit.
And I think someone should ask Fat Joe about it. He could articulate it. But again, I'm not trying to sell beard dye. I'm not trying to open up doors for people that have more money than me. I'm not trying to go into a club, make music, and be the old guy in the club and try to make myself look younger.
Right.
I like to create company. So my other Hove immediately, if we want to call it that, because he might have been generating the company 30 million, but we be paying them at least, you know, a big percentage of that.
Right.
Is to create another company. That was Rachel Roy. No one ever wants to talk about the fact that I stopped hip hop music, retired, and broke another vertical that no one knows about in the designer field. Do your research, and that's Rachel Roy. Don't ever ask me about my money. That's corny. I'm never going to ask you about yours. I don't have a bankruptcy. I never went to jail for tax evasion. And if you did, I'm not down playing you. I just never did all that.
Right.
All I've done is invest every dollar into my dreams. And if you want to know where the money is, go to America New. And you tell me anyone else that you know that has a television network that gets the full CPM, the data, and that made all the content on there. But if you don't understand that language, you might not know how to speak on it.
If you're feeling like lifelong...
Big words from Dame, yo. Big words from Dame, y'all. And Dame mentioned how they had big problems back in the days. So let's get straight on into that, guys. And let's sift through all these rumors. You know what I mean? But it was big. And y'all seen the intro. That's just a piece of it. Fat Joe used to be so annoying with that Rucker tournament. Oh, man, it's like, you know, this is why I don't play video games to this day. Because I'd be damned if a motherfucker that can't beat me in real life catch wreck on me in a game. Like, Fat Joe took that shit way too serious, bro. Way too serious. That Rucker shit. Oh, man, he always was annoying. But let's get into this, guys.
It was a meeting with it was at Jay whatever had a meeting with Fat Joe and Big Pun at the time.
Oh yeah.
And they came strapped up, and then Jay had the little kids in the building just so niggas wouldn't air it out.
Wow, that was smart. All I remember was Jay-Z doing the Matrix in the room.
After the fight in Carbon, Sauce Money's diss record, and the kidnapping of DJ Who Kid, which I covered in the previous two videos, Pun...
All right, guys, so let me bring y'all up to speed. Remember, I told y'all that Sauce Money had made a diss song called Middle Finger You, guys, where he was talking about two fat niggas. You know what I mean? Sauce Money wilded out. Back in the times, he wilded out. You know what I mean? He made a diss song talking about Fat Joe and on Big and Big Pun. You know what I mean? And he gave it to DJ. He gave it to DJ Who. And DJ Who, the only motherfucking DJ at the time, bro. And salute to DJ Who, bro, because I met him, yo. Back, he used to live in Queens. Yo, this some real Harlem, New York shit right here, y'all. No cap, no flex, bro. Remember it like if it's yesterday. So on that Middle Finger Who shit, on that Middle Finger You shit, DJ Kid, Who Kid was the only one that put it on his joint, yo. Envy, nobody was gonna put that song on his joint, but he put it on his joint, fucked around and got snatched up, thrown in the van by Big Pun. Big Pun told him like, yo, next mixtape you do, this Jay-Z. Real shit. This is real shit, guys. No movie shit. Back in the day, shit was real. You know what I mean? It wasn't all this look shit. It was real. So that's what leads up to right now, guys, pretty much. You know what I mean? Fat Joe was jealous of Jay-Z. Jay-Z made that song City Is Mine. And nobody else was stressing it, but Fat Joe wanted to be the king of New York and all this bullshit. So Fat Joe pretty much convinced Big Pun, who wasn't really thinking about Jay-Z, to have a beef with Jay-Z with him too.
Told Who Kid that they'll drive to the offices of Rockefeller the same day the kidnapping happened. He wanted to confront Jay about that diss record and find out if there's indeed beef between both camps. Pun apparently yelled at the staff, asked them about Jay, found out that he ain't present, and created a big scene before leaving. Jay-Z then got the message from the people in the offices and was shocked to hear what happened. He apparently didn't even know what was going on. They told him that Pun was on a rampage and that he's trying to find and confront him. Knowing that Rockefeller already had an altercation with the terror squad in Carbon, and that Dame Dash, the co-founder of the label, got hit multiple times with a champagne bottle, he wanted to prevent the same thing from happening again at all costs. Try to avoid them and to not get in their way, while simultaneously trying to find a safe and indirect way to tell them that there's no beef, and that the Sauce Money record wasn't about anybody.
So I'm going to tell you the easiest way to make money at home, and you 100% haven't heard of this before. So most people are...
Jay was still working on his up.
I guarantee y'all that Sauce Money record, because it was two versions of it. He did two versions of it. One that came out, and then one that Who Kid put on his mixtape, and that's what got him kidnapped.
Coming album Volume 2 Hard Knock Life, still trying to get a platinum plaque and have a commercial breakthrough. trying to build as many relationships in the industry as possible, especially with those that are more successful and popular than him. Like DMX, for example, who was one of the biggest rappers at this point. His album It's Dark and Hell Is Hot went platinum in just 1 month, and multi-platinum in the months that followed. And
that's a fact, guys. After the East Coast, West Coast beef and that shit, right before they changed the guard and threw the throne to Jay-Z, DMX played a great buffer. Yo. He was a great distraction to wrap up that East Coast, West Coast shit, get Biggie and Tupac up out of here, and usher in the new guards, Puffy and Jay-Z. And DMX did play a great buffer, bro. His shit was fire.
there was another album on the way the same year called Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, which also went multi-platinum. Jay was featured on the song Blackout, and DMX also had a verse on Money Cash House, which was on Jay-Z's upcoming album. So Jay then went to DMX's listening party to celebrate his success and the upcoming releases, and also to meet new people, build relationships, and also listen to DMX's new album. As luck would have it, he encountered Cuban Link from the Terror Squad, who was out there by himself. Now, at this point, Pun was on a Jay-Z hunt, searching him everywhere, trying to find and confront him, to see if he really wants beef. But Cuban Link wasn't as much of a hothead as Pun back then. So when these two met at the party, they had a cool, relaxed, and mature conversation about the Sauce Money song. Jay tried to calm the situation and convince Cuban that it's all love. Nobody on Rockefeller was looking for a beef.
Jay-Z pulls me to the side and tells me, yo, Q, you tell your mans in them that record wasn't for them, man, you heard? Jay pulled me up to the side and told me, that wasn't even about them. That. Not more of an apology, but more just putting me on point. Like, that shit had nothing to do with that. And I go, I don't even know what's going on, my nigga, but they feel a certain way about it. You know what I'm saying? I heard it, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, yo, tell them it's nothing like that, man. Tell them it's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, they feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? I told him just like that. They feel a certain type of way. He was like, yo, man, tell them niggas that shit was for them, man. Don't even think it that way. And you know what? Surely, he told me, yo, tell them niggas, yo, it's not about whatever. So I go back and I tell, these niggas, yo, did y'all hear about the song? He said, yo, them niggas trying to get at us. They tried to, it was amped up already. So I said, I'll tell him. He gave me that. And then, I went and told him there was nothing. You know what I'm saying? But they still felt that way. You know what I'm saying?
Your boy Fat Joe had a reason to come at Rockefeller, so he wasn't going to let that go. Plus, he wasn't bugging. They wasn't bugging. Sauce Money dissed him.
So Cuban Link comes back from that listening party to report what just happened. But Joe and Pun weren't buying it and thought that he was lying to save his skin. The Terror Squad was still working on Fat Joe's third album, Don Cartagena, at this point. But they were also touring around and promoting Big Pun's album, Capital Punishment. Pun and Joe still wanted to find him, even after Cuban Link explained them Jay's side of the story. Hope that they can catch him on tour or during a show. And that's exactly what happened. Jay performed on the Luke tour in Chicago. Pun found out about it and used this opportunity to approach him.
There was another show date that we was at a show and Jay-Z was also performing, and Pun knew that Jay-Z was there. So because of the altercation between their camps, he stepped up to Jay-Z to see if there was any beef or any problem.
Then niggas saw Jay-Z again at a show. And he was chasing Jay-Z around the couch. Pun and Joe was chasing Jay-Z around the couch. And Jay was like, chill.
After this video, your life is never going to be the same.
I heard that
so
story
I need you
right
to stop
there.
whatever.
It all happened in Jay-Z's green room. He was relaxing before coming on stage. Pun was supposed to perform there too, but I guess Jay either didn't know or didn't think much of it, cause he had already spoken to Cuban Link and clarified that the song wasn't about them. Everything I'm about to tell you has to be taken with a grain of salt, cause we only got statements by people who weren't present in that incident. There were only 3 witnesses in this private conversation: Pun, Fat Joe, and Jay-Z. Pun, of course, passed away about 1.5 years after this incident. We never got his side of the story in an interview. We only heard from people repeating what he allegedly told them. Fat Joe doesn't want to speak on it cause it would reignite the beef. He never mentioned this incident in interviews. He was once asked about it in November 2001, right before Nas dropped his Jay-Z diss record Ether. People leaked the original verses of the unreleased version online. I did a whole video on this, which you should definitely check out. The guy who did the interview read out the lyrics in front of him and asked him for his opinion.
Call yourself a gangster, but you were begging for pardon that night in Carbon when Terror Squad flipped on your squadron, tried to front on their checks till Pun put a gun to your chest.
But see, the night in Carbon and this night is 2 separate nights, guys. It's 2 separate nights. 2 separate nights, because this night is the night that they actually, a mutual friend brought them together and tried to squash the shit. And it was said that Jay-Z was given $15,000. At that time, that was a lot. $15,000 to appear. But Jay-Z mixed it up. Jay-Z was like, yo, that's 15 to appear. I'm not rapping. But Pun and Joe and the people thought Jay was going to rap. And Jay said, nah, for me to rap, y'all got to give me more money. So it ended up to where Jay ended up having to give $7,000 back. And they had to meet. That 3-man meeting in the green room where Jay was threatened. You know what I mean? Jay was threatened, and he might have was chased around that couch to give back that $7,000 because he tried to swindle himself. You know what I mean? Jay tried to swindle the 15. You know damn well that 15 was to perform, but you can't tell Jay that when at the time he about to blow. He got that on volume 2, making noise. You know what I mean?
Fat Joe responded by saying that he's looking forward to hear the diss track, while being a little surprised that Nas just made him part of the beef. He then added that anybody can get it if they really want beef with him, and he shall ask Jay-Z about that part with the gun, because he doesn't want to speak on it anymore. And we all know Jay-Z won't ever speak on it. The only thing he'll do is make a couple of phone calls to correct people, like how he did with Noriega when he confirmed the rumor of Pun hitting Jay-Z with a bottle, even though he wasn't there. All we're left with are rumors and vague descriptions of what went down, cause Big Pun told Cuban Link and his wife what happened, but he avoided the details. And what they said is this: Pun and Joe met him in that room to ask him if there was any problem, and if the Sauce Money diss was about them. Next thing you know, Jay got scared and chased around the couch by Pun, while screaming for help and begging him to chill. They made peace, and that's it.
I think they had a meeting with him in a room. They told him, no, let me talk to you for a minute. And just Pun told me he was chasing him around the couch. Like, you know, Pun started wilding. You know, I remember how Pun used to get with the psycho shit, with the demons. He used to scare everybody with that shit. Like the demon shit that he's in him. So I know how I get. Joe and Pun went to meet him inside a room. And, you know, Jay was, you know, I'm a track star inside the room, around the couch. They came out the room and they chased Jay-Z around the couch. You know, that Pun and Joe came back and told me that, and my brother wouldn't lie to me. He came back and said, yo, that nigga running. We had him running around the room.
They chased Jay-Z around the couch?
Yeah.
And they came strapped up, and then Jay had the little kids in the building just so niggas wouldn't air it out.
Wow, that was smart.
All I remember was Jay-Z doing the Matrix in the room by the couch and Pun chasing him.
Wow! Pun chased Jay-Z.
And Joe talking shit. So he said, you know, that Jay was like running around the couch and said, yo, I didn't mean that like that. You know, whatever. No punches were thrown at that time, but, you know, that's a story my brother told me, so I go with it.
We heard stories of Jay putting kids in the lobby so that Pun, Joe, and the Terror Squad wouldn't shoot up the place. Other rumors suggest that Jay got pistol whipped by Pun, beaten up, a gun pressed to his chest, the story that Nas told us, yelled at, insulted, humiliated, emasculated, the full package. There are thousands of rumors, and most of them are probably made up. Some could be exaggerated or misremembered versions of what Pun told his friends, or what eyewitnesses have seen. They may be true to some extent, but we'll unfortunately never get a clear breakdown or explanation for it. Jay would hurt his reputation if he ever spoke on it, and Joe refuses to talk about it.
So it was like a secret thing on records. Or was it like, no, everybody
was
like,
beef.
It was
Niggas knew
beef.
though.
Right.
Niggas in the industry
The
knew.
niggas knew. The industry
98,
niggas knew what was
99.
going on. Just people didn't know.
I've heard so many stories.
I can't talk about that.
Anyway, let's address some of the rumors that are floating around. Rumor 1. Big Pun hit Jay-Z on the head with a bottle in Chicago. This rumor has been debunked by Cuban Link and Pun's wife. Jay-Z performed as if nothing happened after that meeting, and so did Pun. Nobody had visible injuries.
Exactly, because that's the meeting where Jay thought he was slick. He thought he was going to swindle that 15,000, but the nigga gave back that 7 and still performed. But it's 2 separate meetings, bro.
Pun went in with Cuban and a few other guys and went to Jay-Z's green room. And as fast as they went in, they came out. And, you know, Pun came out and said there was no problem. You know, they squashed and it was all good. You know, Pun performed and Jay-Z performed, and he even let me, you know, because I was dying. I needed to see Jay perform. So he let me go on the side of the stage and I see him perform.
Why would you make peace with someone who just hit you with a bottle? Most people say that incidents happened in Carbon. We covered that in a separate video. Rumor 2. Pun threw bottles and different objects at him but missed. This is false too. There was no bar in the green room. No bottles to throw. Rumor 3. Jay-Z tried to punch Fat Joe but missed. Pun got mad and chased him around the couch. People think this is true due to a song lyric on his album Yeah Baby in the year 2000.
The desert or the shotty, whatever, you the body that chose to be the dumb nigga at the party.
These lines have nothing to do with Jay-Z. I mean, they didn't even meet at a party, they met on tour. And this is also not about that night in Carbon. Cause according to Cuban Link, Jay and Pun didn't meet that night. They didn't even know if Jay was there.
Too much Bacardi started speaking dumb. Then you tried to snuff Joe. Must have been Puerto Rican rum.
Facts, yo. Y'all niggas be reaching, yo. If anything, you could have said he was talking about Cardi B right there. You know what I mean? Too much Bacardi started speaking dumb. That's what she do. She speak dumb all the time.
Incident that Pun addressed here happened a year later in 1999. It was about a fight in a club in Bridgeport, Connecticut, where Fat Joe, Cuban Link, Tony Sunshine, and a few other Terror Squad members clashed with the owner of an Italian club, his family, and friends.
It was the Puerto Rican parade in Connecticut. We went over there because of Pun. It's because we trusted this guy.
We went up there. We went up there because of Pun. Pun was the only guy that didn't go.
Cuban Link, right? The guy, the main kingpin, who's treating us like a king, right? He got his wife with him, the Nana. The guy accused Cuban of trying to fuck his girl or whatever.
Cuban Link bought shots for all the ladies in the club, and one of the Italians got mad because one of those girls was his wife. He slapped the shot off her hands and the drink splashed onto Cuban Link. That quote-unquote dumb fella at the party started the fight out of nowhere. He was drunk, aggressive, and looking for a fight.
Whatever, you the body that chose to be the dumb nigga at the party. Too much Bacardi started speaking dumb.
I said, my brother, what's going on, my nigga? You know what I'm saying? You slapped that shit got on me. I don't give a fuck, nigga. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I'm from Brooklyn. That nigga told me that shit, but like in my face.
I think Cuban punched him in his face or something.
He knocked him out. He knocked him out. He punched him in the face, right? Knocked him out,
now,
and set everything off.
Now we go from Puerto Rican parade, we just performed, to 5,000 guys.
I'm here in the streets of San Francisco to report on a controversial new trend that I believe will change America.
In the club jumping us. It's like 10 of us against 5,000.
Literally 10 of us. Literally 10 of us with
no,
200 dudes.
Listen to me. We got our ass whooped. Like, I mean, I don't know how we alive, right? Because we fought at the very least 1,000 people. The whole fucking club turned on us.
Yeah, towards the end, they pulled out 1,000 hammers on us.
Those are the fake DMF of the air, like they ran this shit.
Nah, and everybody was fighting. And everybody was fighting.
Yeah, and everywhere you look, we was getting stomped out. 10 dudes on one dude, 20 on another dude. No, everybody got beat up. Fat Joe, everybody
got beat up.
Everybody. Like, everybody got their ass.
Cuban Link and some other Terror Squad associates fought till the end until the same guy that started the whole fight pulled out a gun. Tony Sunshine was lying under a sink, crying and begging for the Italians to stop, because they were about to beat him up with a mop. Fat Joe got punched and ran away, while the rest of the Terror Squad was fighting.
Then you tried to snuff Joe. Must have been Puerto Rican rum.
We put up the tones in Pun's block, right? Pun rolls over the floor like a movie with a Mac in one hand and says, "What's up, twin? What we doing? What they want, twin? What we doing? Like, fuck you, nigga." Because the shit happened because of him. This guy wanted to smoke so bad in the Bronx. He could not believe he got beat up. He was in the middle of the street screaming with machine guns. Fuck that! What? He rolled on the floor platinum PI. He literally rolled on the floor when we got there with the machine guns. Like, yo, who the fuck wanted you? They was telling people they beat up Fat Joe and the Terror Squad. Man, they did.
Jay-Z wouldn't have the courage to punch Fat Joe. Let's be real here. I mean, Pun and Joe together were like 1,000 pounds heavy at that time. Jay-Z was a featherweight in comparison, and overall not known to start fistfights out of nowhere. Anyway, rumor 4. Jay-Z was threatened with a gun, which Pun pressed against his belly or chest. This rumor is supported by 3 songs: Rude Boy Salute off the Terror Squad album in 1999, You Was Wrong of Yeah Baby in the year 2000, and once again in the song 100%, which are already mentioned in rumor 3, but this time we're talking about a different verse where he might have addressed the fights with Rockefeller, because he mentioned his Rambo knife, which he pulled out during the club fight in Carbon.
Pun had a Rambo. I was there. You know, he pulled out a Rambo knife.
That's the track that you abnormal. But make me grab the rumble and put some motherfucking stabs on you.
And see, now that's the second altercation, guys, that they be mistaken. Jay-Z wasn't even at that Carbon club right there. He wasn't even at there. And the owner came to Bleak and asked Bleak, where's his boss? Bleak was in there with his own squad, the Get Low squad. He had his own team, and he was in there with the Get Low squad. And Bleak squad hit the Terror Squad dude first, and the Terror Squad dude went back and told them, and that's when the brawl ensued. But Jay-Z was nowhere in there. That's when Dame Dash got hit in the head with that bottle.
I'm known for bouncing thugs from the tunnel to salsa clubs. This could be a reference to him chasing people from Rockefeller out the club, because he was tackling and fighting multiple people that night.
Get smacked silly for coming out your mug. I'm known for bouncing thugs from the tunnel to the salsa club.
Some rumors suggest that the promoter and owner of the club got mad at the Terror Squad for starting the fight, and they allegedly didn't get the payment they were promised, either because of Jay not performing or them ruining the party.
The night is young and I'm already fighting, hiding my gun, promoter bugging, screaming, who the fuck invited Pun?
The line that supports the rumor of Pun putting a gun to Jay-Z's chest comes right after that. This would be in line with what Nas said on the unreleased version of Ether.
Try to front on their checks till Pun put a gun to your chest.
Don't matter, put the chrome to your bladder.
On Rude Boy Salute, he actually mentions Jay-Z by name and says,
Let me find the next motherfucker's disrespect Fat Joe the dog got her, and I'm out the chicken nigga like Sean Carter.
He'll do you like Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, and pull up with guns.
That's right, I'ma be there with my guns, blowing the spot.
So this could be used in support of the rumor of a gun being involved. In Chicago, when Pun and Joe approach Jay-Z and chase him around a couch. More interesting lines can be found on the second verse of the song You Was Wrong, in which he says,
The only rapper pull out a gun and slap the shit out of you. Can't tell me nothing, the clunk can stomp out your belly button.
People use this verse to confirm the rumors of Pun pistol whipping Jay-Z. And then he says, too quick to blast, some fellas talk shit and dash. This could be a reference to Jay getting chased around the couch and screaming,
Did you know you can make money online with artificial intelligence? Check this video to find out how.
I didn't mean it like that, in the green room during the Luke tour.
Watch where you from, cook up a lung, where I'm from, Marcy son, ain't nothing nice, many places, but I'm Brooklyn's home.
We are talking about a man who beat up his wife with a Mac-10. So if you can pistol whip the mother of your children and kidnap a DJ with an Uzi, then I don't think it's beyond your capabilities to threaten your rivals with a gun. Another quote-unquote piece of evidence for many people is Nas's unreleased Ether verse, which Fat Joe refused to speak on when he was asked if those lines are actually true. Because Nas said the exact same thing as Pun. They were all very close. So it's not unlikely that he told him about that meeting. Because Nas had his own list of issues with Jay. I mean, they were beefing with each other. Joe didn't shut those rumors down when he was asked. He could have just said no. This was right before he squashed his beef with Jay. The only reasons why he didn't give an answer are either because the lines are true, because he didn't want to ruin Nas's punchlines on his diss song, or because he lost to create controversy. Nas could have also just exaggerated that part about the gun to make Jay look even worse. I mean, it was a diss track after all. It's possible that Fat Joe asked him to remove those lines from the song because they're either untrue or because he doesn't want to add more fuel to the fire, now that their beef is squashed. Rumor 5. The meeting took place because of that fight in Carbon. Pun and Joe didn't get their promised money after Jay-Z refused to perform that night. They allegedly forced Jay to pay them $15,000, and the chasing around the couch happened after he refused to pay. They forced him to write a check, and afterwards they squashed the beef. People use the line on Ether as an indicator for the rumor being true.
Try to front on their checks till Pun put a gun to your chest.
Tried to front on their checks. So according to Nas, it was about money. This story could be true, but it's not really in line with what Cuban Link said. The way he told it, it was more about Pun wanting to ask about the diss track and see if he really wanted beef with him. It could have been a combination of all those things that have transpired before that incident. Pretty sure Pun didn't just forget about that fight. Rumor 6. This incident happened in Jay-Z's Rockefeller office in New York. And there's another source saying it happened in Jay-Z's 4040 Club, also in New York. But that rumor is made up, because the 4040 Club opened in 2003, 3 years after Pun had passed. So how the hell is Pun supposed to chase him around the couch when he's dead? And it wasn't in Jay-Z's office either, because Pun told Cuban Link and his wife that it happened in Chicago during a tour. The last rumor is a full breakdown of what happened, posted by someone who claims to have worked there. I would take this one with a huge grain of salt, because this could have been written by some random troll on the internet, who's just looking for attention. He said Pun and Joe came there with like a dozen people who forced everybody in that green room outside except Jay-Z. They even pushed his Hawaiian bodyguard outside and he couldn't enter the room, because the people who came with Fat Joe and Pun blocked the door. The witness didn't see what happened inside because he was outside as well. Nobody could get in there, not even the bodyguard. He said he heard Jay-Z scream and run less than a minute after they closed the door, trying to call his bodyguard for help and begging Pun to stop. At that moment, the bodyguard tried to get in but was once again pushed back. Fat Joe and Pun were both yelling, but they calmed down eventually. And then the witness didn't hear anything else for like 5 minutes. I guess they were speaking in a normal tone. It wasn't loud enough for the people outside to hear. Pun and Joe then came out and walked away with their team. The bodyguard then stormed inside, and all of a sudden the witness heard Jay-Z yelling, most likely at the bodyguard for doing such a terrible job. And that was basically it. The story may be true, but could also just be made up. Who knows? I'm not saying that I believe it, but it's not unlikely that it transpired in a similar way.
Brooklyn League is hardcore. Except for Jay-Z. Brooklyn League is hardcore.
I know we got surrounded by 90 of them the other day.
And that's our show for this morning, guys. That's the history to the Rockefeller and Terror Squad beef. And it's sad, yo. It make Fat Joe look crazy right now that he working for his own enemies. He working for the people he spent the majority of his career hating. But I ain't gonna hold y'all much longer. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'll see y'all later. Wrap up, strap up, drink responsibly. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. And you know what I mean? I'll see y'all later.